Lago Vista versus Bastrop. Odd couple, but we are going to talk about it. Jeremy Knight with the Knight Group, your favorite Austin realtor. Look, in one of my last videos, which was on the suburbs of Austin, you asked about these two because I left them off. So let's talk about them today. While they are an odd couple, they do have some similarities, and I think you'll really enjoy this video. But first, tell me what you think. Do you think Lago Vista is going to win this one? Bastrop is going to win this one? What do you think here? Which one is better and why? I want to hear that from you. So starting this list off, let's talk about the drive times, right? This is something I talk about a lot because people want to know how long it's going to take to get to downtown. So in this, it's showing 55 minutes for Bastrop. And then if we go over and look at Lago Vista, it's actually about 40 minutes to an hour. So if I had to grade these two just off of this, trying to get to downtown, I would slightly lean towards Lago Vista, but it's pretty close. Let's look at something else. Let's say that you're trying to go to maybe Tesla. Well, look at this. The drive time from Bastrop to Tesla is actually about 28 minutes. So if you're wanting to be close to the Gigafactory or even the airport, Bastrop's not a bad spot because actually the airport's right there, so 28 minutes. But let's say that you are gonna live in Lago Vista and you're gonna work maybe at Apple. So let's look at that. That's actually about a 33-minute drive. So if you look at these two side by side, if you're wanting to be at maybe Apple or in the Tech Ridge area, you know, Lago Vista might not be a bad area to live in, but if you're wanting to be at Tesla, maybe something down south, it actually might be better to live in Bastrop. So as far as this, I'm actually gonna have to give it a draw. Jeremy, giving it a draw? I know, isn't that crazy? All right, let's talk about the next thing that's really important to a lot of people when they're moving to these areas, and that is the schools. So let's start off with Bastrop. According to niche.com, Bastrop is rated a C+. Academics, they got a B-, teachers C+, diversity B+. And look, I've always said you can't put a ton of weight into niche.com or great schools. I like to use them just kind of as a metric, but there you go. Make sure you do your own research and look at the schools you're going to be in if you're looking at Bastrop. But let's go over and look at Lago Vista. Lago Vista is actually rated A-. So this is another reason why people are looking at Lago Vista, right? So if we're gonna go ahead and just base these two off of this, yep, Lago Vista is gonna get the slight mark here. Make sure we put up the counter somewhere and make it 2-1 Lago Vista. So what's the next reason somebody might want to live in Lago Vista or Bastrop? And that's kind of the things to do, right? All right, so if you're looking for things to do in Bastrop, there are lots of fun things to do. There is actually really cool resorts there. There's also some really great golf courses. Some of the most fun I've had in Bastrop is actually on their golf courses. There is some river activities that you can do. There's a lot of different things outdoors. A lot of people move to Bastrop really because you can buy land. So there's good hunting out there if you want to hunt. And there's a lot of really great just overall things to do in Bastrop. Lots of live music, great food. There are some really great restaurants. One of my favorite little restaurants is a burger joint that's kind of off the side of the road hidden. So, you know, Bastrop, there are a lot of fun things to do. So let's talk about Lago Vista. Everybody wants to move to Lago Vista because you get the lake life. Yes, that is one of the amazing positives of Lago Vista because you do get some really great views. You are a little bit cheaper than if you were to go over to Lake Travis on the other side. Again, you're a little farther away, which we showed on that map. But look, a lot of people want to go to Lago Vista because of these views, the lake life, and fun things like that. So let's talk about maybe some of the downsides to Lago Vista though. Lago Vista, once you're in there, there's not a lot to do as far as nightlife, fun events, and things like that. In fact, that's one of like the downsides and why I haven't talked about Lago Vista in a lot of videos is because there's really not a lot to do other than go out to the lake. And so that's why I'm gonna give a slight edge to Bastrop in this one because there is a lot to do, but I honestly, I'm gonna have to give this another draw. So that gives us 3-2 Lago Vista. Lago Vista's looking good so far. So I don't know. What are you thinking so far? Drop a comment below. I want to hear, am I rating these fair? Am I not rating these fair? If you do want to check out some of the fun things, I do recommend checking out lagoliving.com. Also the Bastrop website here, visiting Bastrop. This is a great website. There we'll give you a list of things to do and fun things like that. So let's talk about what I kind of gave the con for Lago Vista and the last one, and that is really going to be shopping. This is where Bastrop comes in hard because Bastrop has a Buc-ee's. Has anybody been to Buc-ee's? Buc-ee's is one of the greatest gas stations. Now look, this is a smaller Buc-ee's, but they also do have an H-E-B. They do have a huge shopping center, Walmart. There is a lot of actually shopping in Bastrop. Whereas if you go look at Lago, once you're in Lago, there's not a whole lot. So you're gonna have to make a drive in to go to Costco, and that's gonna be like 25, 30 minutes. Whereas if you're in Bastrop, you might live on the fringe and it might take you that long actually to get into the Buc-ee's, but it's there, it's closer. You're not really having to drive outside of Bastrop. For that reason, I am gonna have to give Bastrop the nod here, and that means that we're tied up 3-3 going into what is most important, and that is housing. Now look, a lot of people like these two areas because prices are a little more affordable. But if you live in Lago and you want a really good lake view, it could cost you in the millions. Bastrop, you're gonna be able to get a little bit more land and more space. The advantage of both of these is they do have lower tax rates. This is something I harp about on the channel all the time, but they are a little bit lower in tax rates. The other thing is the prices are lower than living in Austin. So let's look at Bastrop and look at some of the new builds. I really enjoy this Double Eagle Ranch. I've actually had some clients close in here. This is a new build community. This says you can get homes in the mid 4s. I find that hard to believe because now I'm getting emails that they're in the 7s, like high 6s and 7s. You do have the Colony, which is a great area as well. You have MI Homes gonna be building out there. You have Highlands, Morgan Bend, Highland Collection with the Colony. So you can get really great homes by Lennar out here. So, you know, the pricing on these, you're gonna be in the mid 3s. You know, these are all so you're probably gonna end up in the low 4s with some of these properties. Based on looking at some of my comps that I pulled for the last 30 days, the average close price in Bastrop was around $315,000. And homes were going a little bit over list price, so you are gonna see over list price offers in the Bastrop area. Let's go over and look at Lago and see how Lago Vista compares. You can buy homes. You know, DH Homes is saying from being in the high 2s up into the 5s. I imagine you're gonna be closer to the 5s in there. You do have, you know, this neighborhood with Waterloo Homes, and they're saying the same thing between 297, 338. You know, there aren't a lot of huge developed neighborhoods in either of these areas, and so this is another reason why they haven't been on some of my lists. But the pricing, you know, for some of these areas is going to be between, you know, it's still going to be in the 500s. Now, when I pulled comps on this to see what had closed, they are selling over list price as well in Lago Vista, which means that you're seeing homes in the 700 range with a median price in the mid 3s. And there's homes that have sold up into the $7 million range. So that's pretty great to see that you are gonna get big, massive homes up there, but it is quite expensive and it does kind of skew the numbers. But you are seeing multiple offers there, and there's really not as much inventory. In fact, when I pulled the numbers, Lago Vista had actually sold less homes than Bastrop had. So how would I go ahead and figure this out? I think pricing is a little bit better in Bastrop. I do think you can find really good deals in Lago Vista, but less homes have sold in Lago Vista as well. So I'm gonna give this a slight edge to Bastrop, which puts us at 4-3 in this category. And guess what? I don't even have another category, that's it. So Bastrop edges out Lago Vista in this video. What do you think? Should Bastrop have edged out Lago Vista? Let me know in the comments. Jeremy at the Night Group, your favorite Austin realtor. Have an awesome day.